Hey guys, my name is Em and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I am so excited about today's video because in today's video we are going to be doing a super cozy, super chill 24-hour readathon vlog, and I am so excited for this video. It has been a while since I've done a successful 24-hour readathon, so you might be thinking, why do you think you can suddenly do it now? I don't know. So yeah, I'm just gonna read for the next 24 hours. I'm so excited and I'm in such a reading mood, and it's gonna be very chill, very cozy. It is currently almost 9:30 in the night. I was watching Gavin's readathon yesterday and it was going midnight to midnight like the old traditional readathons used to be, and I miss that vibe so much. However, I'm in the mood to read now, and also I was up at 6:30 this morning, so I really don't know if I'm going to be able to wait to start this readathon until midnight and then not sleep until midnight tomorrow night. That seems a little bit far-fetched to me because that would be nearly 2 whole days wide awake. So I think I'm gonna start this readathon at 10 p.m. and then go until 10 p.m. tomorrow. I think I am gonna set a timer, but as this is a very chill readathon, I don't think I'm gonna be stopping and starting it all the time. Just kind of like if I take like a big break to go somewhere or to sleep or something like that, and then I'll add on time at the end. But other than that, I will be just trying to read for 24 hours straight, which I'm so excited about. I have like a few books in mind that I would like to read during this time. I don't know how many of them I will actually get through, and I do have a book that I'm in the middle of already, so I will be continuing with that one when the readathon begins at 10. So yeah, I'm going to show you the book that I'm going to be starting with and some other potential options, and then I'll come back to you when the readathon begins. Okay, so the first book of this readathon and the book that I'm currently reading is Glow of the Everflame by Penn Cole. This is the second book in the Kindred Curse saga. I think that's what the series is called. I kind of decided that I wanted to read more books in series that I've already started, because I start so many series. I read the first book in a series once it comes out and I read it and I'm like, oh my god, I love it, I can't wait to continue, and then I just never finish the series. But I remember absolutely loving the first one and I wanted to pick up the sequel, and I'm really liking it so far as well. I will give you more of my thoughts as the readathon begins and as I read more into this book. I am starting on chapter 11, which is page 114. It is quite a big book. It's over 600 pages, but it is quite a fast read, and I am also reading it on my Kindle, which I feel like I just read so much faster when I'm on my Kindle, so hopefully that will make me fly through this book. So yeah, this is the first book up on the TBR. I don't really have a TBR other than this because I think I'm just going to mood read my way through this readathon, see how we feel. Like I have a few books on my like spring TBR that I might choose from, but we'll just see how it goes, and we're not going to set any expectations. We're just going to read as much as we possibly can. So yeah, welcome to the vlog. I hope you enjoy. I think I'm going to go watch a YouTube video or something before the readathon begins, and then I'll come back to you at 10 p.m. and we will start reading for the next 24 hours. Hi besties. Okay, so apologies for the lighting because I've literally been just laying down reading in the dark because I'm so tired. Like I'm literally so tired. Now to be fair, I am actually reading and I'm so invested in the book, so I'm hoping that I managed to stay awake for a bit longer to read a good amount. But I've just turned on like a tiny little lamp behind the camera just so that you can see me better, but just know that I've been reading in the dark. So looking at the timer, we have 23 hours 18 minutes left, so I've been reading for just over 40 minutes and I've read another good bit. I started on chapter 11 and I'm now on chapter 15, so I'm now on page 161. I'm actually flying through this book. Like I actually don't think I've read a book this quickly in ages, like a fantasy book. Like it's actually such a fast read and I'm loving it, and I'm just getting so like immersed in the story. I just love it so much, so I'm definitely really motivated to continue right now because I love when you're kind of like reading a book and you feel like you're actually making progress with the book, and that is how I feel right now. Let me give you some thoughts on this book. So for those of you that don't know, this is the sequel to Spark of the Everflame. I can't really tell you the premise of this book, but in the first book basically we have our main character DM, who is a healer because her mother is a healer, but then her mother goes missing. Her mother had this like deal to like heal the king and like look after the king and stuff, and then when her mother goes missing, DM needs to kind of step up and fulfill that role because her mother was doing it as a kind of a bargain thing. It's hard to explain, but then there's like other things going on, and we have the mortal and we have the descended, and they don't really get along, and there's a revolution, there's so much going on, and then this is the sequel to that. And I just love a good romantasy. Obviously I can't really tell you much about what's happening in this book at the moment, but I can tell you my thoughts. DM at the moment, like our main character, she's not like my favorite person in the world. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like she is not my favorite person in the world. I think that she is a little bit irritating, and I'm sorry to say that because girl, you're doing your best, but she's a little bit annoying, and some of like her decisions and stuff are a little bit annoying, but we move. I've heard that this is kind of a common opinion, and then apparently she does get better throughout this book and throughout the series and stuff. So yeah, we're holding out hope because I do love a strong badass main character. I kind of always love the main characters in books anyways, like the female main characters, because they're always badasses. So I do like her. She's just adjusting, but that's kind of fair enough if you've read this book. Like, that is kind of fair enough. Luther, I love him so much. Like, he is so good. Like, I love him as a character. I can't wait to see more of him, because he's kind of like, obviously he's there as a character, but he's not really there as a love interest just yet, and he will be. He will be. Like, we know it. We all know it. That's not a spoiler. We know he will. Henry kind of needs to die, like, or just go to a very, very far off place, because he's kind of ruining the vibe, and I really don't like him, and he's really annoying, and he makes DM very annoying. And like the version of her when she's with him, I hate it so much, and she's like dulling herself down because she wants to be the version of her that he wants, but it's not the version of her that she is. And like, he's like, I can't really say much without spoiling, but just know that I don't like that man, and I have valid reasons, and I could list them if it wouldn't spoil the book for you, but I would list them, and I might go text my boyfriend and list them because he's not going to read this book, so it doesn't matter if I spoil it. But I don't like Henry, he can go. I don't know how much longer I'm going to read for. I am feeling very motivated because I'm reading it really quickly. I think if I was reading this book really slow, or just kind of like getting through like a couple pages or something, I'd be like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. But I want to keep reading, so that's what we're gonna do until I get sleepy. Like, I actually cannot believe that I'm on page 160. I read 46 pages in 40 minutes, which for a fantasy book is really, really fast for me. Like, I usually don't even stay focused for 40 minutes at a time in a book, so like, for me to stay focused for 40 minutes straight just reading, and to read more than a page a minute, this is the good shit right here. Like, this is so good. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep reading right now, and I'll come back to you when I have more updates, more to say. I will try give you an update before I fall asleep, but no promises, because if the sleepies overtake me, so be it. Okay, good morning besties. It is currently 8:51 in the morning, and I've got 22 hours 51 minutes left in my timer, because I did pause the timer when I was going to sleep because I didn't want to lose that amount of reading time. But I did manage to read another good bit of this book before I went to sleep. I made it up to chapter 18, which is page 200. So I read 86 pages last night before going to sleep, which I would say is fairly good going, because I really was not reading for that long. I went to sleep at like 11:45, so like it was before midnight. I was reading for less than 2 hours, so I would say that that's actually quite good for me. I'm gonna read another little bit right now before I get up, maybe like another chapter or two. And also it's supposed to be really, really sunny today, like 15 degrees I think, so I might even like sit outside and read at some point, because as you guys know, that is literally my favorite thing to do. Like, reading outside is top tier. I love it so much. Like, in the summer I'm always reading outside. Like, if I have a day off, I'm reading outside the whole day. Like, I just love it so much. So seeing as it is sunny, I might have like a morning coffee outside or something. I don't know, we'll see. So that is my current update. Loving this book. I have been reading on my Kindle because it's just easier and quicker, and if I look at like the time left in my book that it tells me on my Kindle, it says that I have 5 hours 5 minutes left. That honestly doesn't seem like a lot for like 400 pages, so I feel like that could actually be so doable today. As I said, I'm on chapter 18. I might try to get to like chapter 20 before I get up, and then I will keep you updated as I go and as I read. But I'm really loving this book. So reading update time, it is now 10 past 10 in the morning and I have 21 hours and 5 minutes left on the timer, and I've read a lot more. Like I've read a lot more. Like I'm literally flying through this book. Like it's so fun. I'm now on chapter 25, which is page 292. So I read 92 pages in just over an hour, which is actually kind of crazy for me. Things are kind of starting to pick up now. I'm nearly just at the halfway point, so I feel like the second half of this book is going to have a lot of action and a lot of things that have been kind of like being set up from the start of the book. The timer on my Kindle says that I have 3 hours 56 minutes left in this book. That's obviously just like an estimate, like that's not necessarily accurate, but if that is the case, then that's 4 hours of reading. Like that's not even that much, so I feel like I could do that and then read another book as well. Obviously the book itself is really good, but it's the fact that I'm actually able to like stay focused on this book for like an hour at a time. Like I didn't even check my phone once during that hour, and that's kind of crazy to me. Like I've not been able to do that in like a year, I would say. Partially this might be because my boyfriend's on holidays at the moment. It has been a while and it's time for an update, both reading and otherwise. Basically I have been really sick the last couple of days. Today's Friday, so I've literally just been bed rotting and sleeping for the last couple of days. So naturally the readathon did take a pause and I wasn't really focusing on it. I wasn't really able to read. That being said though, yesterday I did kind of just decide to get back into it and to read because I was feeling a little bit stronger, so I decided to pick back up my book. So I currently have 14 hours 49 minutes left on the readathon timer, but I have in fact finished Glow of the Everflame by Pen Cole. I'm so glad that I finished this book. It did take me a bit longer to read than I thought. That was just kind of my own concentration though, but I really loved this book. Like I really did. I thought it was really good. There were a few things towards the end that I was getting like a little bit like, I don't want to say frustrated, but a bit like, okay, I probably would have made a different decision, or I feel like she should have made a different decision, or certain things like that. But other than that, I really liked this book. I just loved the writing. Like it made it really easy to read. It was such an immersive fantasy, but it wasn't like an overwhelming fantasy where you're kind of lost in the book and you're lost on what's going on. I didn't feel that at all and I really enjoyed it. I don't know whether to give this a 4.5 or a 5. All the way up along I did think it was going to be a 5, and then when I finished it yesterday I was like, okay, I think it might be a 4.5, but now that I've kind of slept on it I'm like, maybe it's a 5. I don't know. I think I might just give it a 4.5 because I feel like if a book is a 5-star, you know it's a 5-star, so I might just leave it at 4.5, but still that's a really good rating. Loved it so much. But yeah, I have 14 hours 49 minutes left in this readathon, so I'm gonna get hopefully a lot more read. I don't really know what book I want to pick up because there's so many books that I want to pick up. Obviously I do kind of have a bit of time to read now because I'm on bed rest for the next while, but I also want to pick one that like is not like too dense because I'm doing a lot of like laying down, so I kind of want to read on my Kindle, but like also I want to read a fantasy book. So I think potentially the book that I'm going to pick up today is The Crimson Moth. I've heard a lot of good things about this book and it looks really good. It's just 400 pages, which I feel like is quite short for a fantasy. I might see if I can get this on my Kindle as well because I do want to kind of read while laying down, but if not, I do have the physical book and I kind of want to read this. So yeah, I think that's the book that I'm going to read next. I'm not going to talk for too long because honestly I am still very drained. I'm going to go write an essay right now because it's actively due today and I have not started it yet, but I've been too sick to do it. So I'm going to try to do that now and then read for the rest of the day, and then my boyfriend's coming over about like 8 p.m. I think. Okay, so it is now Sunday and I've been reading like a little bit over the last 2 days. I didn't really read much yesterday, but I read a good bit on Friday, but I still haven't really committed to a book. Like I don't really know what I want to read and I don't really know what I'm in the mood for. Like I'm still thinking about Glow of the Everflame. Like it's on my brain and I'm just thinking about that book and I just want to read it again, but like for the first time. And I could read the third one, but that's scary because it's the last current book out in this series and also it's like 1,000 pages, so I'm not ready for that commitment just yet. But also Glow of the Everflame is like stopping me from moving on because like I don't know, any other book that I pick up is not matching the one that I've just read. It's annoying. So I did in fact start The Crimson Moth. I'm on chapter 7, which is page 42. This book has potential. Like, I am enjoying it. Kind of, I think. Like, I like the idea of it. I can see that it is a good book, but I don't know what it is, but I'm just not like invested. Like, I don't want to pick it up, but like when I'm reading it I do care about what's happening, kind of a thing. It's really strange, and I think it's the writing style. There's something about the writing style that is not like making it flow very easily for me when I'm reading. Like, it feels like I'm reading. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know when you're reading and you kind of forget that you're reading because the writing is just like flowing and you're just reading it and you're like just picturing the book in your head. That has not happened to me with this book yet, and I feel like I'm reading when I'm reading this book. That sounds like the most stupid sentence that I've ever said, but please tell me you understand what I mean. But yeah, like, I'm interested in this book and I do kind of want to continue, and I don't want to DNF it, but also it might be the fact that this is a YA book. Like, this is a YA fantasy, and I feel like I don't know if I necessarily vibe with those anymore. Like, I'm very much so in my like fantasy era, but like fantasy romance, like Kindle Unlimited, like fantasy romance era, not necessarily YA fantasy era. I don't know. I actually don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that it's not the same as Glow of the Everflame, and that's not a reflection of the book. I feel like this is a really good book, but I just don't know if I want to read it, kind of a thing. But also now I'm kind of like nearly 50 pages in and it's already a short book, so I kind of want to see how it ends. But I don't know. We might continue this. We might come back to this at a later date. I have not yet decided. And then yesterday I was talking with my bestie Lucy, and we both kind of decided that we wanted to read An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. So I have already read this book. I read this book a good few years ago now. I've already tabbed it and stuff, which is actually fun. And I don't really typically tend to reread books, and like one of my goals for this year was to continue with this series and like finish this series, and I had no intentions of rereading this one to read the next books. I was just going to pick up the second book when Lucy finished this one. But then I was watching a vlog and someone was reading this book and they mentioned like the most basic thing about the plot, like literally like the main theme of this book, and I did not remember that happened. I didn't remember anything about this book, so I was like, maybe I should reread. So I think I'm going to reread this. Hopefully I will read it very quickly because it is a reread. I feel like that is possible. So yeah, this is kind of a potential too. I kind of want to start a book on my Kindle as well, and the book that I want to read is Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage, because one, it's a cowboy romance and I've not read one of those in ages, and two, it's really short and I just want to read like something quick and easy, and also three, the weather forecast for this week is incredible. Like, it is literally incredible, so I feel like I'm gonna want to read romances. So yeah, they are my potentials for right now. When I was reading The Crimson Moth, I actively forgot to start my stopwatch, so we're still at 14:49, so I need to kind of let this run for like an hour. So yeah, I'm just gonna go read. I think I might try get to chapter 10 of this and then potentially put it aside to read An Ember in the Ashes and then come back and finish it at a later date maybe. I don't know, we'll see how I feel when we get to chapter 10. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'll get back to you. I am now on chapter 15 of The Crimson Moth. Also, look how pretty this book is under the dust jacket. Like, that is stunning. This is the Fairy Loot exclusive edition, by the way. But yeah, so I've read a lot more. I've read to page 108 right now and I'm really into it. Like, I think I just got like carried away reading it. I didn't want to stop at chapter 10. Like, something exciting was happening and I was like, I have to keep reading. And the chapters are actually quite short, which is good because I don't like long chapters. I really don't. And we also have dual POV in this book. I don't think I've actually explained what this is about. I can't remember, but we have our main character Rune, who is a witch, and she also like helps smuggle witches that are about to be caught like out of the city and like to safety and stuff. And then we have our male main character Gideon, who is a like very famous witch hunter, and he is kind of suspecting her as being the Crimson Moth, and she kind of wants to fake date him to like get closer to him and get information, and he wants to fake date her to like catch her and stuff. And it's actually quite good. Like, it is quite good. It's a unique premise. I love a good witch and witch hunter book. Like, the last one that I read was Serpent and Dove, and that one was really good. Like, that was one of my favorite series for a very long time. I am actually really enjoying this. I do think I'm going to take a little break from it right now because I don't want to get like burnt out, and I think I might start An Ember in the Ashes and see if I want to read that, or else I might just like try power through The Crimson Moth and like try finish it like really soon and then move on to An Ember in the Ashes, because I am buddy reading this with Lucy, so I don't want to like delay too much because like she's already started and she's already like 70 pages in, so I'd need to like finish The Crimson Moth like honestly like today or tomorrow to be able to catch up, but we'll see. I don't know. Looking at the time, we have 13 hours 31 minutes. I'm aiming to get the majority of this readathon done this evening, I would say. So yeah, I think I'm gonna read a chapter of An Ember in the Ashes, see how I'm vibing with it, and if not, then just come back to Crimson Moth. Okay, so I've now kind of like lain down. I have my book here, I'm about to start it, but this is going to be so interesting because I've actually already annotated this book, and I think this is like the first time that I'm rereading a book that I've previously annotated. And like, I read this book 4 years ago, over 4 years ago now, which is kind of wild to me because like my reading tastes have changed so much, and my like annotations, I don't really annotate books anymore because like I just kind of want to read them and just get through them, and I feel like annotating just slows me down. And also I read a lot on my Kindle. Occasionally I do like highlight quotes on my Kindle and stuff, but I don't really annotate books anymore. But if I were to annotate a book, it would be very different to how I did it like 4 years ago. It's going to be a funny experience, I think, to read over a book that I've annotated, because I'm like, what could I have annotated? What did I put in here? Like, I can't remember. And I kind of have like the urge to like annotate it again, but like in like my new way, but I don't know, I'll see. I actually think I might do that, to be honest, because it might be fun to look back on. Also, I gave this book a 5 stars the last time. Can we just talk about the new US covers for this series? I'm obsessed. Like, I'm literally obsessed with them, but I don't know where to get them because I do not live in the US. So if you're from the US, or even if you're not from the US and you know where to get the covers, those covers for this series in Europe, please let me know, because I love them so much. I remember the actual hardship that it was to get these covers when I was buying them for the first time. Like, I bought them on Book Depository. A moment's silence for our fallen soldier, because that website was amazing, especially for getting like US UK versions of books. Slayed. But yeah, so this was a 5 star when I read it the first time. Intrigued to see, will it be a 5 star again this time? I'm thinking probably, but I don't know, we're gonna see. I'm excited to read it. Yeah, I'm gonna just kind of read this book alongside my other current read because this is a reread, so I don't want it to be like my sole read. But yeah, that's my plan right now. So I read the first chapter of An Ember in the Ashes, and it kind of started to come back to me. Like, I feel like I'm gonna remember a few of the main things as we go into the book. I read the first chapter, loved it, like I'm instantly hooked, but then I realized that I am a one book at a time girly. Like, as much as I really try not to be, and I really want to read more than one book, I think I need to put this on pause until I finish The Crimson Moth. But I'm gonna try to read as much of The Crimson Moth as I possibly can today. I've also switched to my Kindle just to see if I want to read it on my Kindle. I'm actually kind of enjoying reading it physically. I haven't read physically in a very long time, like literally like the last like few months. I think I've just read on my Kindle. Even when I have the book physically, I will choose to read it on my Kindle because I usually read before bed, so I like reading on my Kindle. So I am kind of enjoying reading physically, but also I did purchase this book, so I feel like I need to read at least a little bit of it on the Kindle because I did spend money on it. So yeah, I'm gonna read another bit right now. I fear I am actually obsessed with this book. Like, it's so good. Like, it is literally so good, and it's so easy to read. I'm just flying through it. I am now in chapter 40, which is page 272. There's like 406 pages in the book, so I'm like so nearly finished, and I just know that I could just sit down and read the rest of this book right now. Like, I am so intrigued. I'm so here for it, and I have no idea what's gonna happen. Like, I am actually so confused because I feel like there's gonna be some sort of like betrayal or like plot twist or something, because there is a sequel, so I feel like it's gonna end on like a cliffhanger. But I'm so invested. I'm so here for it. Like, it's so good. Gideon and Ruin, I love them. Like, they're my everything. I love them so much because like they're literally fighting every single instinct that they are attracted to each other. Like, they're literally like, no, like this is a game, this is a ruse, I don't like her, but they're falling for each other, and it's giving. I'm so invested. It's so good. I am now on chapter 55. I have so little left of the book. Like, I'm on page 366. I've got like 30 pages left. I am literally like in shock of what's happening. Like, so much is happening, everything's going on, my mind is blown. Like, I'm just so excited to see how this book ends, and I have not had that feeling about like a book in ages. I'm so hooked. I don't know what's happening. Like, this is such a thrilling book. I don't even know what to say. Like, I've literally just been sitting here reading this book for literal hours, and I like want to move, but also I don't want to move because I'm so close to finishing the book now. So I have now finished The Crimson Moth, or maybe The Crimson Moth finished me. It was so good. This book was so good. I'm actually obsessed with this book. Like, it was so good, and I did not expect it to be this good, which is so fun when you like don't have that high expectations for a book and you just go into it thinking this is gonna be hopefully good, but like I don't really have super high expectations, and then it just exceeds all of them and just ends up being like phenomenal, because this book was a masterpiece. Like, this was so good. I literally loved it so much. It had me so hooked. I was so invested. Like, I literally started this book pretty much yesterday. Like, I read like the first like chapter the other day, but I read like literally half of this book yesterday, half of it today, and for a fantasy book I never do that. That's insane. Like, this book was so good. It has to be a 5-star. Rune is first of all such an amazing main character. Like, I literally love her so much. She is such a badass. I just love her. Like, she's iconic. Gideon, I love him. Like, he's incredible. He's so good. I can't really say anything about this book because honestly I knew nothing about this book going into it other than the fact that it was a witch and a witch hunter, and I feel like that's enough to know, because like that's a fairly basic plot. You kind of know what's gonna happen, so I don't want to spoil anything about any characters or anything, because let me tell you, like, I was actually shook. Like, I genuinely was. Like, I like the plot twist caught me off guard as well. Like, I literally was like, oh, like I kind of predicted it like at one stage, but also like not really, if you get me. Like, I was still really shook, and like when it was revealed I was like, holy shit, this book has to be a 5-star. It gave me the 5-star vibes. It was so good. I read it so quick. I was so intrigued by it. The ending was absolutely wild. I am so frustrated by the ending, not in like a bad way, but just in like a what the hell did I just read, and why do I have to now wait to know what happens next. Broke my lover girl heart a little bit at the end, not gonna lie. I love a good happily ever after, and let me just say that this book ends on a very big cliffhanger. But the second book is out, so I think I'm gonna have to order the second book right now, because there's no way that I can not know how this ends. This was amazing. This was so good. I'm so glad that I picked it up, and it was such a random book to pick up because obviously like it was on my TBR. All of these books that I've not read are on my TBR, but I hadn't really like thought about it too much, and then I just randomly decided to pick it up, and I'm so glad that I did because it was amazing. Like, it was literally amazing. It was so good. Yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. Pick up this book, read this book. I'm never gonna shut up about this book. Like, I think I'm actually going to watch TikTok edits on it now and like make a Pinterest board, look at playlists on Spotify, like that kind of thing, which is always a sign for me that I am genuinely very obsessed with the book. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this book. Go read it. I loved it so much. 5 out of 5 stars. To look at our timer, I have 8 hours 27 minutes left on the timer. When I started The Crimson Moth, I had like 15 hours, 14 hours something left. That like took me like 6-7 hours to read. So by that logic, I should be able to read one more book during this readathon because I have 8.5 hours. So obviously if I don't pick like a tome, I should be able to read one more book. And if not, then I'm just gonna still like read for the 8.5 hours that are left and, you know, try my best to read as much as I can. I do think I need a break right now though, because I've just read like literally this entirety of this book pretty much in one sitting. I just took a break to sleep. At the moment I think I'm going to continue with the TBR that I showed you yesterday, which is An Ember in the Ashes and Lost and Lassoed. I don't know which I'm in the mood for right now. Like, I'm kind of in the mood for another fantasy, and I'm in like that fantasy like streak. Also, I don't think I'm going to be able to read An Ember in the Ashes in one sitting. It's not that type of book. So I think maybe I could read Lost and Lassoed, and then also that's on my Kindle, so I might be able to read in my bed this evening because it's already like 6:30 and I'm gonna take a break right now, have dinner, watch some TV, that kind of thing, and then read maybe a little bit this evening. So like that's my plans. I might read Lost and Lassoed, but also the new Abby Jimenez book comes out tomorrow, so at this point do I just wait for that one to come out and then just read that? But no, because I think I wanted to do a separate vlog for my anticipated releases of this month because there's so many good books out this month that I want to read, so I want to kind of do a separate vlog where I read my anticipated releases. So if I could finish this readathon before that book and then start a new vlog tomorrow when I read that book. Okay, sorry, I'm just taking you through my plans, but yeah, basically I have 8.5 hours left on this readathon. I finished 2 books so far, but they've both been like hefty fantasy books, so I'm very proud of myself. And yeah, I'm gonna go take a break and I'll come back to you when I have more reading updates. It's almost 10 p.m. and I did decide to pick up Lost and Lassoed. Also, I don't know if it's lassoed or lassoed. I've heard everyone say lassoed, but I've said lassoed my whole life, and that's just the way that comes naturally to me, so I don't know which is right or which is wrong, but lassoed is what I'm gonna say. So I started that because I went to go pick up An Ember in the Ashes and I just kind of was like, this is a really big fantasy book with a lot of words, and I was like, I don't think that I can read this in like a short period of time, and I'm in the mood to read books that I can finish, if that makes sense, because I'm a big quality over quantity reader. Like, I've made no qualms about this. Like, I don't care if I read like 1 book in a month if it's a good book, but like in the current moment I really want to read loads of books, and I don't want to be like stuck on the same book for ages because I want to get through my TBR and there's so many books that I want to read. So I didn't want to read something that I think is going to take me a while, so I decided to pick this one up because it's 326 pages. So I read to page 30 and I've decided to just stop reading for the night because I'm getting a little bit like fed up of reading because I've read a lot today and I've spent a lot of time reading and looking at words, and I'm just getting a bit like frustrated with them. So 7 hours 39 minutes left on the timer. I am hoping to finish that tomorrow. That's the goal, that's the aim. We're gonna see how we go, but for right now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go call my boyfriend and then I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow when I have more reading updates. I've now finished Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage, so let's talk about it. I liked this book. I liked this book a lot. It was fun, it was cute, it was easy to read, it was just like a very like light-hearted fun romance, and it was a good palate cleanser book because I'd been reading like a lot of big fantasies back to back, so it was definitely a good like change in genre and stuff. Was it like spectacular? No, like I don't think it was. I think for like the first half of the book I was kind of like, this is like a 3-star, like it's like average. I was kind of like, I was reading it and I was liking what I was reading, but I wasn't like obsessed with it and I didn't really want to be reading it. I was just reading it to get through it kind of a thing. But once I kind of hit like the 30-40% mark, I was very into it and I did want to see how it goes. And then I literally read, like I read to halfway yesterday. I read to page 150 last night before bed, and then this morning I literally woke up and I read the entirety of the last half in one sitting. Like I literally just didn't stop reading and it was so good. So I ended up rating this book a 4 stars. This is the 3rd book in the Meadowlark series. This is by far the best one in my opinion, because as I was like reading it I remembered that like the last 2 had just been average, like they'd both been 3 stars. They were good, they were fun, but they were like nothing special and I didn't like love them. But this one was definitely my favourite. Like Teddy and Gus are goals. I love them so much. Teddy is such a badass as well. And yeah, like I loved it, and it had so many tropes in it that I loved. Like obviously it's a small town cowboy romance. We also had like enemies to lovers because they really didn't like each other and they really didn't get on, so we had a lot of like bickering and fighting and banter and stuff. We had the single dad trope. We had forced proximity because she ends up kind of working for him. So we have a lot of tropes that I love in here, and it did end up being a really good book, so I'm really glad that I read it. And yeah, I ended up giving that one a 4 star. So when I finished that book I stopped the timer and I have got 5 hours and 4 minutes left on the timer. So this book literally just took me like 3-ish hours to read, I think, which is kind of insane. Like I literally flew through it so much. But yeah, I don't actually think that I'm going to finish out these last 5 hours, I think I'm just going to stop the readathon here because I want to do a new vlog, I want to read new books, and I also don't think I'm going to get another book read in the 5 hours. So I'd rather just kind of stop this readathon because it's been going on for quite some time and I'm also just very tired. So yeah, I'm making the decision to end the readathon here. I did so much reading in this readathon. Let me give you like a full little wrap up of what I read and we'll count the total pages that I read as well. Okay, so I started the readathon by reading Glow of the Everflame by Penn Cole, which I just loved so much. Like, this was amazing. I can't wait to continue this series. It was so good. I ended up giving it a 4.5 stars at the time. I do think that I might round that up to a 5. I think I'm gonna give it a 5 stars because I can't stop thinking about it and there was nothing that I didn't like about the book. So I do think I'm gonna give this one a 5 stars and I would highly recommend this series to everyone. So I started this book on page 114 and I did finish it out. So I ended up reading 483 pages of this. Then next up I read The Crimson Moth, which I loved so much. Like, I literally think that this is just unreal to me. Like, this book is so good. I would recommend it to absolutely everybody. Like, it is amazing. 5 out of 5 stars. Such an easy 5 stars. Like, it was so good and I cannot wait to read the sequel. I actually thought the sequel was arriving today, but it has not arrived today, so I think I'm gonna read that one whenever it does arrive. But I love this one so much. Witch and a Witch Hunter book, so good. Enemies to lovers, but like actual enemies to lovers. So good. I loved it so much. And this one was 404 pages. And then my third and final book that I managed to read in this readathon was Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage, which was a really fun read. I really enjoyed it and it was definitely a good palette cleanser book and like a good kind of break from fantasy. And I ended up giving this one a 4 star, which is still an amazing rating. Like, it was so good and I would recommend this series to everyone if you're looking for like a light-hearted small town cowboy romance series. And this one was 326 pages. So in total in this 24-hour readathon I ended up reading 1,213 pages, which is actually kind of insane. Like, I used to read that amount in readathons like 2-3 years ago, but I have not read that much in a readathon or like in a singular week and vlog in years. So it feels so good to be able to say that I just read 3 books back to back, loved them all, and I read over 1,200 pages in 24 hours. I had such a fun time. Let me know if you would like to see another vlog like this and let me know in the comments what kind of books you want to see me read. If you have any book recs or video recs that you want to see me do. We are coming into like the summer season now, so I do want to start my like summery content and vlogs. So if you have any vlog ideas, let me know down in the comments. And yeah, I apologize if this vlog was a bit boring. I know that I was in my room for most of it because I was sick, so I was just kind of like chilling in my room. Most of the vlog was in the one like spot, but I hope you enjoyed nonetheless because I did get a lot of reading done and I hope you found some recommendations from this video. So yeah, if you watched to the end, comment the sun emoji because it is just so sunny outside and it's making me so happy. So yeah, that is it for this video guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay amazing, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!